Looking for cool toys like the ones seen in this review? You can shop thousands of action figures, statues, busts, replicas, costumes, graphic novels, and much more at Big Bad Toy Store. Just click the link in the description below this video. Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Marvel Legends Iron Man Series 1, consisting of Iron Patriot, Classic Iron Man, and Heroic Age Iron Man. That's right, it's a brand new wave of Marvel Legends figures that is all Iron Man themed. Something we probably just need to get used to since we have a new Iron Man movie hitting theaters very soon. I will say that the one good thing about this is it gives Iron Man fans a chance to build up their collection of Iron Man's different armors. So let's go ahead and take a look at the first 3 figures in this 6-figure lineup. First of all of the figures come in the same style Marvel Legends packaging we've seen with all of Hasbro's new Marvel Legends figures. The only big difference is that at the top of the blister card, it is labeled as an Iron Man series with an image of Iron Man. Otherwise, the shape and build of the design of the blister bubble is exactly the same with the Marvel Legends logo across the bottom there. You'll also notice that the Build-A-Figure in this series is for Ironmonger. So taking a look at the back of the blister cards, the top half just shows off an image of each of the different figures there and gives you a little blurb that gives you information on that particular armor. The lower half shows you all of the figures in this first series, and you will notice that there are 3 more figures coming in the fall, which are going to be the last 3 pieces for the Ironmonger Build-A-Figure, which means we are going to have to wait quite some time to build this entire Build-A-Figure. Oh my gosh. So let's go ahead and take a look at these figures one by one outside of the packaging. We'll go ahead and start off by taking a look at the Heroic Age Iron Man. Now this particular armor is based on the armor with the nanotech integration, and one of the things I'll say is really neat about this figure is that it looks like the whole thing was molded in kind of this pearlized red plastic, with the gold parts just painted on. I don't know if that really comes across very well in the video, but looking at the figure up close, you can see these really great kind of metallic swirls all in the red parts of the armor, which gives the whole thing this beautiful kind of pearlescent shine to it. It's a really, really nice touch. And the gold paint that was used on there is also of a very metallic quality. And then you've got this really great bright blue that kind of brings the whole thing out. That is seen in the arc reactor in his chest and all the little blue rivets around. And then even the eyes are kind of like this really great blue glowing white color. The Iron Patriot figure also is a very nice paint job, but what I will say about this is that it is pretty much a straight-up repaint of the Extremis Iron Man from Marvel Legends Wave 1 from last year. There are a few small differences. For one thing, he has the star shape on his chest instead of the normal circle. And then you'll notice that the hands are actually reversed. So his fist is on the left hand and his open hand is on the right. Extremis Iron Man was opposite of that. Otherwise, the figure is pretty much just a straight-up repaint, but it is a really nice paint job, featuring some really great metallic blues that are very shiny. The reds on there aren't quite as metallic, but the whites are almost like this pearlized silver color, so overall the paint job's got this really great gloss to it, and it's very well done. And then there's Classic Iron Man, which I think is the highlight of this first series, and I think it's the figure that a lot of fans are really going to be clamoring to get. This particular figure is based on Tony Stark's very first yellow and red costume. You can see that it features just the kind of slimmer build to it, so it's more lightweight. It's got the little round circles at the pelvis there on each side of them. You got the stripes on the gloves and the boots. And then the helmet is really cool because there are 2 different ways you can display it. First of all, you've got the helmet that's kind of got the more pointed top to it. And if you want to, you have the interchangeable head featuring the more rounded off helmet. Now the way this works is it actually is just on a ball joint, so you can just pop the head right off the ball joint and swap it out for whichever head you'd rather display. I think personally, I really prefer that more rounded off head because I think this is going to create the more common Iron Man look that a lot of fans are used to seeing. But both heads are very cool, and I'm really happy that this figure came with the option of displaying either helmet. So let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation on these guys. For the most part, all three figures share about the same articulation. So we'll go ahead and focus on the classic Iron Man here because his actually is the best out of all of them. The head is able to turn both left and right and has got a nice pivot to move up and down. You've got ball joints at the shoulders, swivel at the bicep, nice double joints at the elbows, swivel at the wrist, as well as a nice pivot at the wrist. You got the torso rocker, as well as a swivel at the waist. You got ball joints at the thighs, as well as cuts in the thighs for good swivels. Double joints in the knees. You have a swivel at the ankle, but not at the boot cut. And then nice ankle joints that allow the feet to move up and down, with no toe articulation. Now, like I said, that articulation is pretty much the same across the board on all three figures, but there are some minor differences. For example, Iron Patriot doesn't have the rocker at the torso. Instead, his is more of kind of like the little ball joint in there, so it doesn't just crunch up and down, it rocks all the way around. Now, unfortunately, the modern version of Iron Man there, the Heroic Age Iron Man, he's got the least amount of articulation from everybody. For example, he's missing the head pivot, so his head cannot move up and down, it can only go left and right. He has the same kind of problem with his feet because he doesn't have any sort of boot cut or ankle twists, so his feet cannot twist, they can only pivot up and down at the ankles. But even still, you should be able to get some pretty great posing out of all three figures. All of them do feature one closed fist and one open hand, so that way you can get some nice blasting shots with Iron Man there that he is known for. Now, each of the figures also include this little piece of paper that has a checklist for their Build-A-Figure pieces, but one of the things I really like is it gives you a brief description of that particular armor, and it tells you which comic book that the armor first debuted in. That way, if you'd like to go back and reference the comics, you have a guide that tells you which comic to look at. And then, of course, as mentioned in the beginning, each figure comes with their very own Build-A-Figure piece to build the Ironmonger. So far, we have both legs and the torso. This is shaping up to be a really cool figure because, first of all, just like that Heroic Age Iron Man, he's molded with this really cool kind of pearlescent blue plastic. So he's got those great shiny swirls going on in the plastic that makes him appear very shiny. Plus, just standing him next to Iron Man here, you can see how huge he's going to be. He towers over Iron Man, so it's going to be a long wait till the fall when we can get both of his arms and his head to complete this figure. So there you go, guys. There's a look at the brand new wave of Iron Man Marvel Legends figures. Yes, I know it's even more Iron Mans that we've already got a ton of, but like I said, with Iron Man being back in theaters, just something we're going to have to get used to. But the upside on this is that these are three pretty great figures, with the best of the bunch definitely being classic Iron Man. I think this line was worth it at least just to give us that figure, because I am very happy with how that one turned out. Plus, if you're a big Iron Man fan, with all of the Marvel Legends Iron Man figures we've been getting from Hasbro, it gives you a great opportunity to build up Tony Stark's arsenal of different costumes. These first three Iron Man Marvel Legends figures are already starting to hit store shelves right now, so happy hunting, and until next time.